Well, hey, good morning, everyone. God bless you. This is Felix here. Praise the Lord. Just want to share a little bit of my heart this morning about pastors, and basically just wanted to talk about how our pastors are basically here to preach the word to us, to encourage us, to instruct us, to teach us how to stay saved and how to make it to heaven. They shouldn't have to bury our load, carry our situations on them. So many times we don't realize how much pastors have to bear. They are constantly dealing with us as a church and are always pouring out their hearts. And a lot of times when they get up there and they're preaching, for us to be committed and to give more of ourselves to God, you don't realize the pain they feel. When they have such a deep desire to see people get to places in God, and it breaks their hearts. That passion is to see people get deeper in a life dedicated to prayer and fasting. And when they look at the congregation and they don't see the people get into that place, it physically and spiritually wears them out. Because they feel like, God, what else can I do? Their burden and their desire is to see people saved, and to see people make it to heaven. I'm just trying to encourage you. Make your pastor's life, make it easier for him or for her. Lift them up in prayer. Submit to them. I know a lot of times they preach things that sometimes we don't want to hear. Yesterday, as Pastor's wife was preaching, yes, it was a strong message, but she was speaking the truth. All pastors speak the truth. You don't know how deep that passion that they have for God. It breaks their heart. Their heart desires to see the church moving forward. Their desire is not to destroy you or to condemn you. It's to make you a better man and a better woman of God. We say so much that we love our pastors and we appreciate them. But if you truly love your pastor, you would make their life more easier by submitting, by being faithful, by obeying their word. Too many times I look around and I see one of the things that's required of us as a church is accountability. And we have to stay accountable to our pastors. There's times, you look around and there's times people slack off, where they don't bother giving the pastor a call or saying, well, pastor, I won't be at church because I have this going on or that going on. But you can see, I'll give you an example, okay? We're entering fall, okay? This is the time for football season. And I've seen this not only in my church, I've seen it in a lot of churches. When it comes to Super Bowl time, people will skip church. They won't call the pastor because they know the pastor's going to say, well, you shouldn't be at home, you should be in church. If you are a servant of God, if you are submitted, if you are in some kind of ministry, you decide to skip church because of some kind of function, whatever it is, whether it's a Super Bowl, you're being disrespectful to God, but you're being disrespectful and you're dishonoring your pastor. You should be there, and I'm trying to teach you guys. I'm learning every day. I'm learning accountability. Accountability is good, but I'm basically here to talk about making our pastors' lives more easier. We are blessed to have a great man and a great woman of God. I'm thankful that we have a man and a woman of God that they preach the truth. They don't candy coat anything or try to please people and preach what we want to hear. They preach what's in God's heart. And I'm so thankful for that. And they're doing everything they can, make their life easy, How hard is it to come to church a little bit early? Find a place. Start up a prayer life. If you have a hard time that you don't know how to pray, like Pastor has said many times, start with maybe 5-10 minutes. As you start with that 5-10 minutes, God will start to build it. God will start to take you deeper and deeper. It's not from one night to the next you're going to start praying 2-3 hours. It takes time. The best way you can bless your pastor is by being at church, say a half an hour early. Let them see that you are building an environment of prayer. They need that. They need to be encouraged. They need our strength and our support. The best place you can bless your pastor is by being faithful and obedient to what he says. Come early before prayer. Start prayer. Let's start fasting. I thank God for that message. I know there was maybe some of you that were probably offended by what she was preaching yesterday. I felt it in my spirit. I felt there was a pressure, there was a resistance. But in reality, you're not resisting her. The one you're resisting God. God put the words in her mouth. So you're resisting. We don't look at it. But when our pastors preach the word to us, we think we're resisting or we're fighting. You know what? You're actually resisting God. You're fighting against God. God's the one that is preaching and is moving through His Spirit through their hearts, through their mouths, to give it to you. When you come against Him, you are rebelling against God. God says, if you love me, keep my commandments.